Hi, chicos. This is our fourth piece of day number 2 in our class Spanish 111 summer 03. Because after this, we go for the test, okay? The content for this section, as you see here on the screen, is adjective form, position, and agreement, okay? So we're gonna pay attention to what to do with adjectives depending on the gender and the number of a noun in Spanish. And because of that, we continue with the same learning objective of section 2 and 3, 3, yeah, to talk about ourselves and others, but also now we want to identify colors and talk about your favorite color. Colors are adjectives, and they do modify a noun, so they are a perfect tool to practice gender agreement with adjectives and gender agreement and number agreement. Okay. So if we go to page 30 here on the textbook, we find, you might see adjectives like aburrido, bueno, malo, perezoso, simpático, and trabajador, that you might not be able to guess their meaning, their translation, but there are some cognados that you are able to identify. Look at this: exótico, extrovertido. And let me share with you. If I pick this, I don't want to pronounce them. You have the pronunciation here.
Extrovertido. Fascinante. Ideal. Idealista. Impaciente. Inteligente. Interesante. Introvertido. Misterioso. Optimista. Paciente. Pesimista. Realista. Romántico. Tímido.
You see,
Tímida.
chicos, that you have some OA version, that you have some ending in E, some ending in consonante, see? And we have to pay attention. Here we have, in the ones that we don't are able to recognize, you have ending in consonant. So they show the similar patterns to the changes they show in the nouns that we found in the nouns. And they would, we're gonna study that, okay? So let me open this file that I have here for you. And let me start talking about adjectives. Adjectives describe nouns in size, color, shape, in amount, in quantity, see? And depending on that, they go either before or after the noun or both. So let's pay attention to that. Let's begin with quantity nouns. Quantity nouns, numbers or those who express a lot, a little, ideas of quantity, they are always before the noun. It doesn't matter if they are questions, question words, they are also gonna go before the noun. Look at this. Muchas, hay muchas sillas. Sillas is our adjective and it implies quantity, a big quantity in this case. So hay muchas sillas, muchas has to go before the noun. If we say the opposite of muchas, which is poco, but we need the feminine plural version, hay pocas sillas. That is also a quantity noun, adjective, and it has to go before the noun, see? Now, if we use actual numbers, hay dos escritorios, hay tres escritorios, position is the same, they go before the noun. Question, ¿cuánto dinero? We don't know the amount, but it's trying to find out what the amount is. It's still a quantity adjective, and it goes there. Cuánto also agrees in gender and number with the noun, as muchas and pocas do it with sillas, see? So we have to pay attention to the noun, so the adjective modifies itself to adjust in agreement of gender and number with that noun that is modified, see? When we have adjective of nationality, and they end in door, D-O-R, we need to add an A to have the feminine version. So, un libro español o un joven italiano, una mujer francesa. Okay, let's go with adjective ending in door. Not nationality adjective, but nationality adjective in general. Trabajador, if we have un dependiente trabajador, if we add una, because dependiente is not going to change, una dependiente trabajadora would be the modification we need to do, ¿sí? Español, un libro español, or let's go una, the feminine version would be libro, cuaderno, libreta, notebook, ¿sí? So let me write here libreta, and if it's for a libreta from Spain, then we're going to use una libreta española. This agreeing with libreta, it's an A, ¿sí? Una libreta española. Muy bien. So now adjectives that end in door, to have the feminine version, we need to add an A. Trabajador, trabajadora. An adjective of nationality, francés, look at that, francés, francesa, italiano, italiana, español, española. We need the A to add to make it feminine. Muy bien. There are some, the general rule in Spanish is that nouns go after, adjectives go after the noun. Most cases, exception, the quantity nouns, and these are other exceptions that we have. Actually, what happens with bueno and malo is that you can place them in both positions, okay? So, we can say un gato bueno, or we can say un buen gato, see? What happens when you do such a thing is that you, as a speaker, put the emphasis on how you want to describe that noun, in this case, cat. If I say un gato bueno, it's the same gato bueno in this version, but for me is very good, and I make more emphasis on the adjective itself than on the cat, on the quality itself than on the cat itself, which is what happened in here. See, but it's my position, my subjective position as a speaker that I make that change. Una gata buena, una buena gata. See, un día malo, un mal día. Remember, día is masculine. Un día malo is described as a bad day. But when I say mal día, for me, I'm making a special emphasis on the quality of that day, on how to describe that day. Una noche mala, una mala noche. Muy bien. There is a specific adjective that I want to describe to you, which is another or other, which in Spanish is otro and otra. See? What happens is that English filters your production of Spanish and pushes you to say un otro because you have an right here and then otro. But do not do that. Never do that. See? So busco otro coche. Notice that we don't have un otro coche. Don't do that. So only otro, and coche is masculine, then we have agreement here. Tengo otros estudiantes, masculine plural because estudiantes is masculine plural. But do not include un or una here, the article, because that's filter of English forcing you to produce a structure that does not exist in Spanish. Otras mujeres cantan la canción, ¿sí? Otras mujeres. There is no unas, otras mujeres. Another, no. Don't think about that. Because an is the article that needs to be used in the word another, but it doesn't happen in Spanish. A specific adjective for our level, I'm going to just talk about this one. It's not the only one, but in the language. But let's think about this adjective that changes position and changes meaning. See? Bueno, malo, they do not change the meaning. They continue being good and bad, or good and evil. But in this case, grande, depending on the position, changes meaning. Let's go here between, and the meaning goes large or big or great. See? If you say Nueva York es una ciudad grande, you are talking about a large city. See, but if you say Nueva York is una gran ciudad, you are saying that Nueva York is a great city. In that case, the position changes. The position changes the meaning, see? And that was it for articles, adjective, position, and agreement, see? Muy bien. Just to wrap up, general rule, most of the adjectives go after the noun. They agree in gender and number with the noun they modify, and they have to show it. And some of them are allowed to have both positions, and the speaker position is expressed wherever they put it. So it changes subjectively the meaning. And the only one that changes meaning is grande, which is grand, great, and grande after big, okay? The other pieces that we studied today was the nationality adjective that needs an a after the masculine version, because to make generalization in Spanish, we use the masculine singular version. So to switch to the feminine, we need in nationality adjective to put the a. The other pieces that we learned in this part were the adjective ending in door, like trabajador, we add a. And I think that was it for adjective. The other pieces they are in the video. Let's switch to my Spanish lab to show you the exercises that you guys have for this part. I think I scroll up too much, but just the artistas, nouns, how you pronounce, tutorials. That was for nouns and articles, parejas. Position and agreement, we have 1, 2, 3, and we have 4 exercises in this case. First one, you guys are gonna switch from singular to plural. You're given the singular. La mesa es negra y pequeña. You're gonna make it plural. Las mesas son, let me show you to you. Las mesas son grandes y negras, okay? That way you cover that part. In the second exercise, you guys have to switch from plural to singular. It's just the opposite of what we just did. So now you are given the plural and you're gonna put them into singular form, keeping in mind conjugation, the right conjugation of ser, okay? In the third one, you guys are gonna describe. And to describe, you're gonna be listening to what is said there, see? So describe the items in a classroom by following the cues provided. Careful with the agreement.
Puerta.
Puerta, okay? So you say, hay una puerta gris. Hay una puerta gris. I heard puerta singular, I'm told one, and then the color gris. Then I'm gonna follow the structure that is here and make the right agreements. Hay una puerta gris. Muy bien. That's the third one. And the last exercise that you guys have for today on these pieces is you're gonna use a variety of adjectives to create your own sentences about the things you know. You're gonna describe your Spanish class, your university, your phone, your cellular phone, the ideal student, and the ideal man or woman. you're gonna write down those, okay? So chicos, that's it for now. Go ahead and proceed and be ready for the test. Bye.